Welcome to Leverton on Everything, the podcast where I review literally everything. That is the first rule. Second rule is that every review is under 10 minutes. Let's go. The thing I'm going to talk about is He-Man and the Masters of the Universe movie starring Dolph Lundgren. And I was struggling a little bit trying to think if I actually remember the movie or not. And the truth is, not really. I mean, two things which are that kind of come to my mind, and I didn't really watch it that long ago, so there isn't really much reason for me to have forgotten it so brutally now, is that even though they have swords, they have a bunch of lasers and other weapons. So they're like, shoot a laser and hold a sword, which that doesn't make any sense. And they have some kind of like little evil, well, not evil, he's just this little monster kind of guy who is the mad scientist, and he creates something that Skeletor wants. And for some reason, they go to Earth. Well, they go to Earth because Skeletor is chasing something, and they're trying to get out of the way in this kind of interdimensional machine that this guy creates, sends them to Earth. So it's just like these random characters appearing in Earth, and this mad little monster scientist guy, he says something like he's able to convert an internal combustion engine into clean energy in like 2 minutes or something, because he's so brilliant, which is strange. So they live in a society that seems to be more primitive in terms of technology than ours, yet they have lasers and they're able to go interdimensionally. So it's really weird, and I think this was a Globus production where they just bought the rights to He-Man and they paid Dolph Lundgren a bunch of money to be in it. But in terms of story, it didn't really make sense because it wasn't really connected to, so if you don't know the story of He-Man, it's pretty basic. There's this Prince Adam, and he's a weakling, and he has a magic sword, and the magic sword gives him these basic superpowers, and he becomes all muscly, and that's He-Man. So it's like He-Man as an alter ego. So there's none of that in this. And there's like Eternia, and Skeletor is the evil guy, and he's like, you probably have seen him in memes. He's just like this skull face guy. And the actor, I forgot who plays Skeletor, really does a good job. He's like completely hamming it up, but the material has no connection whatsoever to the He-Man franchise. Would I recommend it? I think a lot of people have already watched it because of podcasts like, I think the Flophouse did an episode on it. Now I don't know the name of bad movie podcasts, and I used to listen to them all the time. But yeah, would I recommend? If you like that kind of thing, sure, but you definitely, if you only want to spend your time doing things that are enjoyable, maybe skip this. Skip this one. It's kind of like going to a weird dentist, but you leave with all your teeth. And on that note, I'd like to promote my son's podcast. It's called the Everything and More Podcast. We talk about animated series in the first episode, and basically I choose one thing to watch, he chooses one thing to watch, and we talk about it. And we usually have 1 hour episodes, so we have a lot more time to talk about it than this format allows. Although I do have 5 more minutes, but what am I going to talk about? I don't really remember the movie. So, love y'all. Bye.